behind? Hi, my name is Marla Phillips. I'm Director of Xavier Health at Xavier University, and I'd like to explore with you how artificial intelligence is being used in the industry, because that's the question, the angst that's often felt is, am I behind? What's going on? So as we look at how industry is using artificial intelligence, we want to start with what is the business problem you're trying to solve? And this is often a step that's missed by industry. And so some of the biggest failures happen when your CEO is out there and they hear that if you use artificial intelligence, it's going to change how your company operates and it's going to solve so many problems. So you hire a data scientist, but no one knows how to utilize the talents of the data scientist. So then the data scientist starts collecting metrics for you, and then the data scientist leaves. So that's obviously not a good situation, but unfortunately, it's pretty prevalent. There's a large turnover rate of data scientists in the industry. As I mentioned earlier, there's often not a defined business problem being addressed because people think if I pull together lots of data and I aggregate it out in the cloud and I build an algorithm, it's going to tell me something about that data that I don't know. But yet, it can't work like that. You have to figure out what are you trying to solve so you know what data to pull in and how to explore the algorithm and the data that you're being presented with. The last piece that causes a lot of failures is there's cultural training that actually needs to go along with the use of artificial intelligence because of the lack of trust initially. And how do I make a decision from what I'm being presented with? So these are some of the biggest areas of failure. So before you even start the journey, you want to consider some of these aspects. So the Xavier Artificial Intelligence in Operations team uncovered some ways that industry is using AI today. So the pharmaceutical and medical device industries are currently using it for examples such as anomaly detection in manual and human activities, predictive maintenance and secondary packaging lines, improving the foam generation downstream of the fermentation tank, so in bioprocessing, cleaning process optimization in bioreactors, root cause analysis for low quality performance in vaccine production, shortage prevention, machine learning assisted closed loop process control. So you've got this big feedback loop going on and it's learning. And then this last one is kind of an interesting point that in the medical device industry, it's actually part of the product. So you have software that is a medical device in and of itself, and you also have software being used in conjunction with a device. And so the artificial intelligence is being used with the device. So these are some ways that the team identified that artificial intelligence is being used, as well as this next slide. So real-time risk evaluation based on post-market surveillance data supported by internal performance data. So you're matching internal and external and becoming predictive. Analysis of scrap data as a mechanism of cost and loss reduction. Image understanding, so it's being used in the visual identification of your product on the line, for example. Analysis of current international regulatory concerns and direction for inspections and audits. What should you expect based on current thinking to be the focus per each section of the quality management system? So you're scanning, and a lot of these examples are with natural language processing, where the artificial intelligence can look at words, and some of it is with data and numbers. So there's the textual version and the non-textual version. The last example is global product registrations. What are international governments asking for, and what are distributors requesting? And are these reasonable requests to have a successful registration? So this is great information, great ways to use artificial intelligence. What you notice, though, is each one of these bullets is a succinct business problem that's trying to be addressed. It's not, let me just plug in some data and see what it's going to tell me. So at Xavier University, we have AI teams working together, and you can see we've got regulators and industry working together to address some of the challenges related to the use of artificial intelligence, as well as what you just saw, how is it being used? So these teams are working collaboratively in a virtual way throughout the year, and something that you could join if you wanted. So basically, to wrap up, how is industry using AI? In general, the pharmaceutical and medical device industries are relatively nascent in their use of AI. Most companies are somewhere on the journey of getting started. So there's a little bit of machine learning, but it's going from big data into AI. And so that's where they are. And so they're taking bite-sized chunks to see what they can address and how it can be useful. So I have a couple of videos following this, one on the FDA views of AI, and then another one on how can you get started on this journey. So please join us at Xavier University in just a few weeks, on August 20th through the 22nd of 2019, where we will be bringing regulators and industry together to look at questions such as this, and you can be part of the discussion and the dialogue and have your questions answered. So I look forward to having you join us.